And you've just heard Morality by MIRI, which is the latest single from her in conjunction with Power, which stands for the protection of women in the arts. And I'm delighted to be joined by MIRI now. Hello, MIRI.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Oh, it's an absolute pleasure. So tell us a little bit about Morality, what the song's about, because it's got a powerful message.
Yeah, so the song is about experiencing emotional and mental abuse and almost coming to terms with that, accepting the challenges that it's brought into your life and your process, but then also finding power within that and finding your voice again. And sort of knowing that you don't have to live in that past and in that moment that hurt you and sort of stifled your growth and development. So it's about claiming back your voice and claiming back your power.
And we mentioned that it's in conjunction with Power. It's a commission from them. Can you tell us a little bit about how that came about, how that collaboration came about?
Yeah, sure. So I'm an ambassador for the F-List, which is a UK directory for female and gender diverse musicians in order to bring gender balance to music festivals in the UK and gigs in general. And I saw on their socials, this must have been, I think, back in November last year, they'd reposted Power's post basically saying they were asking for submissions for a commission, and that the brief was to write about your experiences as a woman. So I got in contact with Power just to double check that it was okay to submit a song because I'm based in London. And they said, of course, please send something through. And I just wrote something within that evening and recorded it very roughly, sent it over to them. And early this year, I got the email saying that that my commission had been accepted, and I felt a lot of joy and also a little bit tearful because it was just so nice to be commissioned for being an artist. Like, I'm used to doing paid gigs and, you know, getting royalties here and there, but being an independent artist, sometimes I find a lot of what I'm doing is admin. So to actually be paid to be creative and for such an important initiative was very exciting to me and just meant a lot. So that's how it all came about.
And so what is I'm interested in the kind of practicalities of that. Submission has come in, it's been accepted, and then are you left to kind of work as you want? Because I know, for instance, there's a video to go along Morality as well, which brings in the visual aspect of it too. How did it work in the practicalities?
Well, again, that was something as an independent artist, it was very exciting for me. I didn't have to do anything in the sense that I didn't have to organize anything. Power were like, right, we're going to put you with a female producer. So they matched me up with a producer called Jen Athen. I spoke with Jen on the phone, bounced over my ideas. I kind of had like a Bon Iver track in my head as a sort of track reference, wanting that sort of haunting feel, or from Bon Iver's earlier stuff. And then me and Jen just went back and forth. I recorded the vocals at home, and it was just lovely. And then Power as well, they sorted out the lyric video, and yeah, it's and I haven't even had to do anything for PR or like pay someone to do PR. It's just all, I mean, it's incredible to have this opportunity. It's not just the getting paid for writing a song, but it's also just being looked after in such a way that as an artist, I don't have to do anything except be creative and then just show up to interviews and And that's wonderful. I mean, that is such a luxury as a DIY artist.
And it feels that what Power are doing in some way is creating a community of artists who there's support there, the support that you mentioned, but other types of support too, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I was in a Zoom call, or they call it a tea party, if I have that correct, a few months ago, just again to talk about what's going on in musical festivals, any issues that are coming up in regards to sexual assault, and making sure that women and gender minorities feel safe and feel seen and heard within music, and also just on the live scene. So like you say, it is a real community, and actually coming together, like we're in a Slack group as well, so we can sort of message in there and also be informed of anything that's going on, or that might need addressing, or we might need to have a meeting about to talk about our views, and to see how we can continue to take action to actually make change, not just talk about it. Yeah. So what Power have created is very special.
Yeah, and the way that it works is interesting too, because, and anyone listening who wants to help, and they do have a Patreon page where people pay monthly, whatever you can, there's different levels of it. And then when they reach their amount every month, that triggers the next commission, which is a fantastic thing.
Yeah, I'm really happy, because that's what led to me getting a commission. And that was actually towards the end of last year. That was really tough. I mean, it's only now, especially recently, I'm starting to get booked for gigs again, that I'm reminded, wow, this was an important source of income that I wasn't getting, in 2020, 2021. So when I did get the news of the commission going through, it was a lifeline, but it was also just gave me hope as well, because when you've had your main sources of income just taken away from you, it can get really quite scary, actually, due to lots of different factors, and when you're really trying your best to do what you can to earn enough money to pay your bills. So, and I think it's important as well. I think it's important because you don't have to be signed to a label, whether it's a major or, you don't have to be signed to be making music, to be valued for your music, or to be paid for your music, or for your music to actually make a difference in someone's life. And community, I'm learning more and more, actually, the importance of community and how powerful that is. And the more of us there are, the more noise we can make, and the more that we can support one another, and also support one another's music as well.
Yeah, because I was thinking, making music, particularly for a solo artist, can be a very, a solitary activity. And then you throw in the last couple of years where every activity was pretty much a solitary activity. Then, just to have people that are on your side can be a really powerful thing.
Oh gosh, yeah, definitely. Like when I've had Zoom meetings with Power, like I hope I get to meet them in real life, and hope I get to gig somehow in Scotland as well. But when I had meetings with the Power Collective, it was just so nice just to chat to them, to hear what they're doing, and to have people believing in what you're doing as well, and actually wanting to. I think there can be a lot of people who are like, love to give opinions, but when it comes to actually it's like, I don't need opinions, I need bookings, I need commissions, I need PR. So when people are actually just coming to you with truth, which is what they are, no judgment, just we want to help, we want to support, this is what we're about. That's very, very nourishing, and it's inspiring. And yeah, it's something I hope there's more people out there who take inspiration from what Power are doing, because they don't want anything back as well. But it's so appreciated. Like, yeah, I got too ecstatic, I think, with my first meeting with them. I was like, you don't understand. I'm so used to doing, I do a lot of community work as well, like music community work with young people with mental health illnesses. And I'm used to giving a lot in that work, which I love. And, you know, that's not a complaint, but it's like, I think, not that I'm a parent, but it feels like being a parent, where it's nice to then be able to sort of give to yourself, or to receive, you know, that sort of kindness or support from others. So as an artist, yeah, like it's just it's like a holiday, really. It's not even a working holiday, it's a holiday. Yeah, so I'm very grateful to Power and what they've done for me as an artist.
And give us a little bit on your background in music. You know, where did it begin, and you know, how's it developed?
Yeah, I'll try and keep it like, I won't make it into a box set because there's many years. But I got involved in music when I was in my teens, and I guess in a nutshell, an A&R at a music publisher's heard 2 of my songs. I was actually more into film, and that's the road I wanted to act. I wanted to make films, as you do. And anyway, I wrote songs, and this A&R heard the songs and was interested in signing me. And I had no idea how the industry worked. And this was at a time when you didn't have the internet, you didn't have social media, you didn't have you couldn't just do it yourself, I guess. Yeah. As far as I'm aware, you had to kind of be signed, you know, in some shape or form. So although things didn't work out, that kind of gave me the sort of confidence to be like, oh, I could actually do this as a career. And then I just haven't looked back. And over the years, I've sort of been signed to managements, indie labels. I've been self-employed as a musician for about 11 years now. And being an artist led me to sort of working with young people as well, which I never thought I'd end up doing, and using sort of my experience and my sort of ups and downs to then, yeah, facilitate and run workshops. And I've also sung my music in male prisons and done LGBTQ plus talks. So all that kind of work has actually, I feel, made me more of an artist. It's made me a better artist, actually, not more of an artist. And as well, if you're singing in a male prison and you have a prisoner asking you when your EP's out, it kind of just makes, you know, if an industry person is coming to me, for example, and saying, yeah, I think you should do this, it's, well, I know, because I sing in so many different environments, I know that there's something I'm doing that's resonating. And so that gives me a little bit more trust and faith in where I'm going and what feels right for me. I guess most recently I signed a music publishing deal with an independent May Music, run by an awesome woman called Laura May. And that's, you know, one of the things that we really want to do is just get me a bit more like sync licensing. Mm-hmm. So yeah, hopefully going to do some writing projects and some other musical things here and there. But yeah, I mean, there's so much. I mean, I've co-promoted live music events. my friend and I, for almost 9 years, we co-promoted a night called Blue Monday at the Boogaloo in Highgate. And that was for LGBTQ women and allies. And, you know, when we were first running that night, I think it was around 2011, you didn't really have anything if it wasn't in central London, and you didn't really, and I'm happy to be corrected if I had this wrong, you didn't really have any female promoters doing what we were doing, or at least as considered, you know, now there's so many amazing nights and initiatives, but we just kept doing. I remember, because the Boogaloo, it's a venue, but it's also an Irish pub, and I just remember when we first started, you had all these regulars, and then we sort of turned it into this queer space. It just built and built. We just kept doing it, kept showing up, because we were passionate about it. And then I remember one of the regulars once stumbling around with their beer, just like, where am I? What's going on? So yeah, I've done a lot, and I'm still here making music, and yeah, it's important to me, I guess, because I can't not do it.
That sounds like what you use your music and your art to engage with other people, and I think that's really what should be at the heart of a lot of what music and art does.
Yeah, 100%.
So we're going to play another track of yours in a moment called My Sweetheart. What can you tell us about that before we...
Sure. So My Sweetheart is taken from my EP Soundbites, which was released in 2019. It's a story about two women who are about to lose their life because of their love for one another and because of their sexuality. And because we've just come out of Pride Month, I felt it was an important one to share.
Well, MIRI, thanks so much for talking to me. I really do appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me. It was lovely to chat with you.
And this is MIRI and My Sweetheart.